I have in my hand here a piece of paper, Peace in Our Time. Ladies and gents, thank you all so much for coming, but this is our way of saying thank you to all of you, because all of you here have in some way contributed to this wonderful lump of machinery, and the lump of machinery which it goes into, and the other lump that looks the same, all functioning together at some time, with it hopefully within the next 12-14 months, to achieve the running of the 1,000-horse Sunbeam. Some people call it the Slug. We don't like that. The Mystery Racer is the other thing it was called. But I really wanted to say, well, I and Ian Stanfield, Stan and I are so grateful for all of your help in getting this project going. Myself, Martin Braybrook there. Martin, thank you so much as well for your work so far, but it hasn't finished yet, has it? Because once we've got the car done and working, we've got to get the whole kit and caboodle over to Daytona, and that's the next big mission, to run it down Daytona Beach on the 100th anniversary of its land speed record car. So, land speed record. We recognise people's skills, people's talents and endurance. And I particularly recognise that in Stan. These two cars would not be functioning if it wasn't for Stan's skill, patience, endurance, putting up with me, putting up with everything we could get in the way. And the Sunbeam Talbot Direct Register also recognised, Stan, what you've done. And Mike and Paul just want to show their recognition to you.
This is a facsimile of the original general arrangement drawing of the 1,000 horsepower Sunbeam. It was drawn in September 1926, which was when drawings started, and we wanted you to have a copy of it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I'll be brief because I know you want to hear this engine start up as much as I do. The first thing I'd like to mention is that the Sunbeam Motor Company, when this car broke the land speed record, had a lot of documents, one of which was a photograph album of the Daytona occasion. We have got that photograph album. Mike has got it in his car, and if you'd like to have a look at it, once everything has died down and the engine's been started, then you're more than welcome. Sunbeam were at the forefront of breaking land speed records. In 1922, this car set the record at 133 miles an hour with Ken Helmsley Guinness. Then in 1924, Malcolm Campbell increased that by 13 miles an hour to 146. He did that at Pendine. In 1925, he set another record, 4 miles an hour quicker, with 150 miles an hour. In 1926, Seagrave set a new record, just 2 miles an hour faster, when he did 152 miles an hour down Southport Beach. Brave man. So you can see what a gigantic step it was when Seagrave took the 1,000 horsepower car and broke the 200 mile an hour barrier. In one lump, he put 48 miles an hour on the land speed record. And at the same time, Sunbeams in 1922 won the Isle of Man TT. In 1923, they're the first British car to win a Grand Prix when Seagrave won the French Grand Prix. And in 1923, they also won the Spanish Grand Prix. And Doug and his team at the NMM are to be congratulated on undertaking such a mammoth task. And the STD register can't really believe our luck that somebody has taken what is the most significant Sunbeam car and undertaken this restoration. So it gives us great pleasure to award that drawing to Stan this evening in recognition of your commitment, Stan, and your engineering skills in getting us to where we are today. Thank you.
I have a long list of people that have supplied parts and services and money, etc. And we'd probably be here till 8:15. I just wanted to say about there was a donation from Roots, I believe.
Correct. Yes, Stan. Somebody couldn't be here today. His name is Nick Roots. He is the current Lord Roots, the last of the line. This car is his favourite land speed record. It means a lot to him, so he's given you a chunky donation to the 1,000 horsepower to get you to Daytona and to say thank you.
Oh, that's brilliant. Lovely.
Thank you very much. And you will see him at Thornton Park.
Oh, well, even better. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So moving on, it's not just a question of money, it's a question of oil. It's a question of metal, white metaling. Thank you to Formals Engineering for Formals Racing for doing the line boring and the white metaling on both of these engines, and there's still one to come. Thank you, Bob, for paying for the high pressure airlines and the check valves, etc. Thank you for Vintage Tyre Suppliers for supplying the tyres and working with Motor Wheel Services to have the wheels rebuilt to take the tyres, because they don't make the right ones, do they, anymore? And it's cost as much to restore the car as it would to make the moulds. So you know, we are running on truck tyres, aren't we? Yeah, so but so therefore we're restricted to, just so you know, we're not going to do 200 miles an hour with it. We will be locked in first and reverse gears, not at the same time, I hope, and we will be out doing probably 65 miles an hour tops with the car. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Glue. Thank you for the air start distributors. There was a sign on this engine, and there is one on the other one. Please do not attempt to start. Essential parts of the mechanism have been removed. Well, that was the air start system. So a lot of begging and borrowing and research. We found the air start system. We had it scanned. We had it 3D printed. And then this wonderful man and his team machined them out for us. And here we go. It's just so many different elements. But also people who have donated us money towards the project, which is essential for us to keep rolling, because we can then go and say we want to hire an air cylinder for it. These are what, 300 and something pound a pop, and by the pipe work and fuel lines and bits and pieces, you know. We've had chains specially altered to fit the car. Well, gosh, it's so much bespoke engineering. And with the things like the radiators from Cirque Marston and Cirque Motorsport, etc. It just goes on and on. The list is endless. Also, I'd like to thank the volunteers that have spent so many hours working on this. How many of those bolts are there on water plates?
498.
498 2BA bolts holding the water jacket plates on, and all bar 2, I believe it was, sheared. And thank you volunteers for sitting there with a drill and a tap and a die and re-tapping them, and so we could do that. I mean, the labour of love it's been. So we want you to look at the car, the whole chassis. So I've left the museum open for when we've done here. We can work our way through to see the rest of the car. We can explain it to you if you want us to. Thank you all for, a lot of you have come quite a distance for this, and it means so much to us that you'll come here and you're supporting us and continue to support us. And we will be talking to Formals, for example, very shortly about the next lot of machining to be done on the second engine. And of course, our wish is, as I said earlier, to have the car running on both engines down Daytona Beach. And I'm sure we can achieve it. And there's people who've been involved with the project for a long time. Sean, where are you? There you are. Came in to service our fruit machines on the visitor attraction and said, "Here, I really like what you're going. Here's a few bob to get on with it." You know, things like that are invaluable to us. Well, thank you for the wheel nut. And also, we've lost some dear friends of ours. Charles White. Charles White is a member of the Beauty 100 club. He was a friend of the National Motor Museum for a long time. Has just died very recently, and I discovered today that his son is taking a PDQ machine to the funeral, because his wish was he doesn't want any flowers. He wants donations for their 1,000 horsepower Sunbeam at his funeral. So that's brilliant. And a dear friend of mine who died earlier this year, the ex-chief engine designer for Cosworth, Alistair Lyle, said to me last year, he said, "Oh, how are you getting on with the Sunbeam?" You know, and he really helped us with this car, working out gear ratios and things. And we said, "Oh, you know, getting on." He said, "Oh, you know, I'll leave you a little bit when I go." And he left us £50,000. So, in the memory of Alistair as well, and Charles, you know, thank you to them as well. Thank you, guys. And it's just amazing that we can get on. So moving forward, we will push on. We are going to promote this. It's going to be out there. There's going to be another start-up with this engine in the chassis at the September Auto Jumble, where we will go to press with it. And on that, I'll just send you a reminder, because we are trying to manage the press releases, etc. If you take any video of it, or can you please keep it to yourself, don't put it out on social media, because we need to manage this to our benefit to raise as many funds as we can. What we're going to do is we're going to start this little engine here, and Stan will say a little bit about it. And once we've run that, we're going to run this one for you. Here's one we prepared earlier in true blue Peter fashion. This car won Best in Show at the Hevingham Hall Concours over the weekend, and we started it up in the dark, and it looks fabulous. You know, the flames coming out, but we're not going to wait that long today. And then, for the first time in probably 100 years, we're going to run them both together, so you'll hear 24 Sunbeam cylinders firing at once. And then when we get the other engine running or whatever, one day you'll hear 36 of them running together. So you get an idea of what the actual whole car would sound like. We will be running them both at once. All right, Stan?
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate what Douglas has said, and I want to thank you all for your support throughout the years. It's been a long process, I know, but we're there now. So I'm not going to say much more. We just want to get on and run it. So let's do that now. Brilliant. Well, that's interesting. Right, let's spark the other one up then.
Yes, it's great.
Still like that.
Great stuff.